This is the Transformers, the Last Knight Infernocus set by Hasbro. This is a Toys R Us exclusive set. And here's a quick look at the packaging. It's part of their Mission to Cybertron series of toys. And comes in a nice little box set. There you go. Some nice artwork. Nothing much there, nothing much there. And it comes with a nice little instruction sheet. Well, actually it's a big instruction sheet. It's actually pretty useful. Very big one. Okay. Here we go. They are in the Legion class scale sized of figures, and the middle figure, or the biggest figure, is sort of in a scout class or a legends class scale of figure. And if you know what, if you think the set looks very familiar, that's because four of the small four figures have been repainted from another set that was released a couple years ago by Hasbro from the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Beast Hunters toy line, the Abominus figures, and as you can see, this, except for this one is like a new mold. So 5 figures. The center figure is Skulk. Instead of Hunger, we get Skulk. And Windraiser has been repainted into Rupture. Twin Strike has been repainted into Thrash. And Blight and Ripper Snapper have been repainted into, if I'm not mistaken, Gorge and Glug. So, if you've seen the movie Transformers of the Last Knight, you will remember these guys. They're supposed to be the same size, and they they just morphed and formed this big Infernicus, big robot, and they split up into 5, and then they try and attack Optimus Prime. Do you not know who I am? I am Optimus Prime. I thought that was so cheesy. Anyway, so here's an old Universe Legends class figure. They're about the same scale, so yeah. Except for this guy. This guy is this guy, instead of Hunger, we get a brand new mold. It's absolutely fantastic. And if you've seen my haul video, I wasn't going to pick up this set, but the colors on these figures are just amazing. They are in black, very, very deep, almost black gray. It's a very deep kind of gray, and I would say they're black. Some parts are very light, some parts are very dark, and it has that little bit of a metallic sheen to it. So very, very nice. So we'll talk about each figure very quickly in detail, and we'll combine it. All the figures have an alt mode except for the center figure, Skulk. Skulk does not have an alt mode, so we'll talk about him later. Okay, just stay right there. Okay, let's talk about Rupture first. Rupture is, as I said, a repaint of Windraiser, and he looks great. I love the combination of orange and black. Wow. And let me give you just a quick close-up. Wow, look at that. There's not so much definition to the robot because it's all black. There's really not much to talk about, not much paint apps to discuss. It's just for the orange and black, so very easy. So there's hardly any issues in the paint apps for these figures. It's just silver and orange. So very nice. Articulation's got ball jointed shoulders and hips. No head articulation. So very, very cool. Transform him into his alt mode. Go ahead and fold the feet this way. Fold the tail. Fold out the head. Snap in the head right there, just like Windraiser. Okay, fold the head this way. And the arms, they just go this way. And there you go. There is Rupture in a sort of pterodactyl dragon, maybe dragon alt mode. Very nice. Okay. Let's go with Twin Strike. What's this guy's name? Thrash. Thrash looks so cool. I love this. Very, very nice looking. Maybe we should put more light to it. That's the best that my camera can do. So articulation, it's got a ball jointed shoulder, ball jointed hips, and that's it. If you're wondering about mold degradation for this figure, yeah, there is some mold degradation. It will show a lot in some of the joints of the figures, but doesn't really take away all that fun about these. Away a lot of the fun about these figures. But they're very, very cool looking figures. Okay, transform them into this two-headed dragon alt mode. I'm gonna do this, fold out the tail, fold the feet this way, and this one become very loose. This panel right here, but that's fine. It tabs in nicely. Fold the feet this way, and those are the hind legs. These will be, oh, again, mold degradation. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. I'll open the chest cavity, fold in the head assembly, fold the chest cavity back. The arms should collapse, the shoulders should collapse forward like that. And there you go. Beast mode. This one's really cool. It has that Ravage vibe to it. Those eyes. Wow. Well done, Hasbro. Well done. Okay. There he is. Okay. That's Thrash. Now let's go to, what's their name? Gorge and Glug. Gorge is Blight. So, very nice. Got that Optimus Primal look to it. Really cool. Okay. Ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed hips, some foot articulation and some wrist articulation, but that's because of transformation. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Come on. Oh. Okay, fold that there and there. So the arms are going to become feet. This. And then the feet are going to become his arms in beast mode or in monster mode. What the hell? Okay. And there is Gorge. His beast mode. And look at that. Look how awesome that thing is. Super cool. And finally, Glug. This one is the most flimsy. I think it has the most mold degradation, but it still looks good. Ripper Snapper mold. They turned him into Glug. These are a little bit loose, the feet, and it will affect the combined mode severely, sadly. But it's okay. It still works. So go ahead and unfold this. This is going to be the tail. This is going to be the back part. The feet are going to form the head. This, combine the two head pieces. Ooh, there. Okay, that's his Godzilla head. And then the body, just fold the head this way, and then fold the torso down like that. And then the arms, they just stay like that as feet, and there he is. There is that lizard-like. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. And finally, we'll talk about Skulk. Skulk is a brand spanking new mold. He does not have any alt mode, which is fine. Would have been great though, if you need like a monster bull or something. Comes with 2 weapons, and these will become the sword of Infernicus. So nice, not too bad. Combine them together, and he forms like a big, huge sword. I thought this was going to be some form of tail to a dragon or something like that for him, but nope, doesn't turn into a dragon or anything. So we'll put this sword weapon here. And it looks great. He's probably the only one that looks anything like the Infernicus robots or the Decepticons in the movie. These two obviously are just repaints. They don't look anything like those robots that form Infernicus, but this one is probably the only one that's most authentic. It has that big sagging rear section behind him, which kind of detracts away from his silhouette, but he looks great. He looks so menacing. He's got some silver paint apps right there, as you can see. Wow, look how great the detail that Hasbro's put on this figure. So much detail, and the black plastic really works. Okay, articulation for the figure, a little bit of a joint right there for the shoulder because of transformation. Got a hinge right here. It's got a swivel, and again a swivel and hinge for the elbows. It's got ball hinge hips, and these, the looseness of the hip joints, they're going to be a factor in combined mode when you're trying to pose the shoulder of the figure. It's got a swivel thigh, and that's it. That's about it. So it looks okay, except for that rear section, which is the chest of Infernicus. Okay, so let's get this thing combined. First thing I want to do, let's combine Skulk first. Okay, so because he's the yeah. Okay, so these are going to become the legs. So you got to join them, and they're a little bit loose. This one can become loose, so you just have to combine it really tight. Okay. Just rotate nice and easy. You don't want to break it. Right there. And those will become the legs. There. A little bit like that. Yeah. And that's the centerpiece. And this one, this head, is going to go inside this head to become this is the bigger Infernicus head. So I have to rotate that out like this. Rotate there, and it's supposed to tab in right there. As you can see, there's like tabs there to those holes, and they don't do a good job at tabbing in. I'll show you in a while. Like I'll show you right now. So trying, this is the best I could do. I could just tab it like that. That's it. It stays on, but as you rotate, as you try and rotate the shoulders, they like to come off, and they rotate this way, which kind of sucks. So I wish they tabbed in more tightly. Just hold on to it. That's fine. It'll be fine. And then rotate the legs this way so you can form the shoulder. This is how the instructions say it. So yeah, and there, and these two peg holes, those peg holes, that's where what's the Thrash and Rupture are going to combine into. Okay, and then the head does a nice job of compressing itself right there onto the bigger head. So I really like that. Just like that. Very nice. And then fold these two pieces right here. And that's the central torso. Okay, let's do the arms first, because the legs are more flimsy when you combine them, and they have a tighter joint. It's a new joint, I think, a new combining port, so we'll do that last. We'll do the arms first. So Rupture. Just fold the arms this way, fold the wings down, like that, and that's essentially the arm mode. So tab it in, do this, just like in the Beast Hunters figure. You might want to unfold the shoulder a little bit because the toes are hitting the shoulder. There's a little bit of a clearance issue there, so that's fine. So that is the right arm. And he will hold the sword. We'll do that later. So very nice. Thrash. Am I saying his name properly? Yep. You gotta sort of turn him into his robot mode. Because this is going to be like his claw. Like that. That's sort of the arm mode, the hand mode. And then fold these like this. Yeah, sort of in his robot mode, but keep the head transformed. That. Fold up the tail. And then just tab it in. This. We want to open that shoulder up a bit. Okay. And then like that. Okay. Looking good. Looking good, Infernicus. A little bit loose on that shoulder, on that panel right there, but that's fine. So wow, look at this. Really menacing looking already. I'll keep him right there. So, Glug first. You'll have to open up the legs, and these are the weaker part, the weak part of the combined mode. The legs, sadly, you know. The arms like that. Hold this up like this, and this is the connecting port. That's where you're going to connect that new joint that I've been showing you. New joint or old joint? I don't know. I don't have the abominus set in where I sold it a couple years ago. Like I think a year and a half ago. I think that's the leg joint. It's pretty stable enough, but because of the degradation of the mold, it can sag a bit, and it will make the Infernicus mode sag a little bit or weak. But we'll get to that. Okay, so let's keep one leg right there. The port is right there. Okay, so you'll have to turn. You have to transform him first, like this. Okay, and again, there's these pegs. They tab in here, and it's a very loose fitting tab. It will come off very easily. And then the arms, they just stay right here, or right here, just like that. And that's it. That's leg mode. Okay, so let's combine them. Let's do Gorge first. And see there, you just open the panel, and then you tab it in. And just be very careful with this one. You don't want to break that peg. It feels very sturdy. It feels very firm, but when you're plugging it and you're taking it out, it can be difficult at times. So just be very careful. That you have to know where it comes in and comes out. And close that panel back right there. Okay, and do the same for Glug. It's right there. He sort of tab. I'll show you. He tabs in right there in that slot right there. And because it's all black, when you first take this out of packaging, it can be confusing how it comes apart. So if you're not very familiar with this mold, you're gonna have a bit of a struggling. You're gonna be struggling a little bit just to take him apart. So there he is. There is the combined mode of Infernicus. There is Infernicus in his combined mode. Wow, he just looks so awesome. There's not really much playability in it. You can pose him several ways, but because the combined mode is a little bit flimsy, I can't get him in a decent enough pose for you guys. But yeah, And just for size comparison, here he is with the deluxe class figure. Here he is with crosshairs. I wish they found a way to make it more stable, especially with the legs, but that's as good as it gets. So, there you go, folks. So this set also includes a couple more things. It has a collector card, which cannot make out what it is. It has that, and I think it's part of a bigger puzzle that you have to put together, a poster or something like that. And you see Optimus Prime's arm and the Sword of Justice, and that's it. And he also comes with this. This is the Quintessa figure. It's made of clear, very, very firm plastic. I'm afraid I'm going to break the plastic if you store this improperly, but it's a nice, transparent, translucent Quintessa figure. It's got a ton of details. I'm not doing it justice by showing it just like this. Let me see if I can give it a close-up. It has all that detail in her. It's a shame there are no paint apps. But it's a very, very cool looking figure. Very, very small. It's just over an inch and a half. Let me see if I can. About an inch. Just over an inch. It's almost just 1.5 inches tall. This figure. Very small. Be very careful with it because it's great. It looks so nice. Yeah. Great figure. I'm very pleased with it. Wasn't that disappointed with it. It has some issues, but it's going to get a 8.5 out of 10 for me. Very, very nice. The Transformers The Last Knight Mission to Cybertron Infernicus set from Toys R Us by Hasbro. Thanks for watching.